How long have you stayed here?
I don't know, my morning, I'm with you, but I saw you and I won't honey.
It's actually a mockery.
Before I don't wear the gas of a motor, one of them, one of my father, Catiti, would see honey.
Wow, my eyes are just stinging after 2 minutes. I'm so soft. The smoke is just, it's the smoke. I mean, I'm not used to it, but I don't think it could be very good for you. I think the most emotional I felt was when we were in the market where the Guardians were cooking on firewood. That's when I felt quite uncomfortable. That's a moment I'll never forget.
When we visited the site, the first thing we were greeted with was a cloud of smoke. And we asked, what is happening here? And before we could get the response, that's when now we're able to see the women having tears coming down in their eyes just because the smoke is so strong.
We've made a technology that turns sun and water into cooking, and people want to use it, and I think that's remarkable.
So Danny's in charge, she's the boss. Jonathan thinks he's in charge. Jonathan is the crazy mechanical engineer. He is, I'd say, the brains of the project.
We were developing an idea that came from an RA that worked here at Loughborough University about combining a battery with an electrolyser with the goal of making them much cheaper, much more accessible.
Matt was the master's student that then actually started seeing if this can be feasible.
It all came from John's mind. I haven't looked back since.
We started on a test bench with a sandwich box with lots of tubes coming out of it in sort of true Keith Robinson style.
What this team does is it does. We bring people around and they go, oh, wow, you know, you're actually building stuff. And we are, and we're building stuff that people have never seen before.
It starts with Innovate UK. I received an email in my inbox in 2022, and it was asking for developers of new energy technologies to come to Malawi. So as part of the Innovate UK brokerage visit that we did, we had an evening event, and the chair of the Renewable Energy Industries Association of Malawi, that was Sustain at the time, as well as being the head of this industry association, also had his own company called INFLO. The strategic fit was there. And I said, Sustain, would you like to be a project partner with us and we'll put a bid together? And he said, yes.
I can't believe it, it feels great, and the genesis of our project being here, I really feel excited and honored to be back again to Ryan's Hotel where this project or MESCH all originated. Thanks to Carl, and yes, we did it.
We were talking to Sustain sort of over here by these pillars. And I thought I have to go and talk to Sustain. And went to talk to him, and the MESCH project eventually happened. It's crazy, really crazy. Amazing to be back.
The first thing that people reacted was like, that's impossible. We did not fear, we did not doubt. We said, let's do it. We fail or we succeed.
Malawi has plenty of sunlight, but it has a real lack of usable energy. Culturally, people in Malawi like to cook on a flame. So it's no use using electricity to power electric hobs. So if we can deploy a technology with renewable gas, it's a great country to deploy that technology in. So the system that we have subsequently developed is a world first. And it's a world first because there's no other technology that we need to displace. Garage Easter spirit, it's a phrase that comes from motor racing. So there were a band of innovators like Cooper or Lotus in the 1960s that started in small garages and essentially ruled the world of motorsport, despite having very small operations, because they were very nimble and they could innovate very quickly. And I feel something of that spirit in what we're doing.
We've essentially taken the lead acid battery rule book and ripped it up. And we've started from the beginning, we've redesigned the cell, we've 3D printed our own components, we've brought everyone from the different disciplines together and we've fitted out a 20-foot shipping container on campus. So it just shows that when you've got the right people, the right enthusiasm, then you can make it happen.
We need a heater, right, let's go and design a heater. We need a stand to stand these on, right, let's just design a stand.
We've been building a big partnership in order to put these together as full-scale systems, deploy them, test them, and see how they work in the real world. So we're dragging in partners like Monbat as part of the MESCH project, so that they can provide the electrical components of the battery. So we're using existing kits, existing production lines, and we're turning them into brand new high-value products.
This cast of characters have made this happen. I almost feel like a bit of a passenger, actually. So I feel like I've been riding on a bit of a wave and they've been carrying me along with them. It's quite wonderful.
We had waited for the MESCH container to arrive in Malawi for more than 6 months. When the container came through India, it was delayed like for another 2 weeks. It came to Tanzania, Dar es Salaam port. Then there was elections in Tanzania. There were some unrest in the country. The container was almost delayed for 1 month. Now, seeing the green container with a battery electrolyzer inside, I was more than excited to see that indeed, offloading that container, positioning it on the plinth, it was just exciting. It was like life starts now. The whole hospital was like shaken. It was like patients would like to jump out of their bed to see what has come outside there. The community around the hospital was so excited to see that the project that we had promised them, the system that would solve their energy challenge, has just arrived. So everybody was excited, happy, and even some are ululating.
It was actually really lovely because we got off the plane and we had a ride with Sustain and his team almost straight to the hospital. The sun was just setting and the system was just there and it looked really nice in the sunset. This really cool piece of tech. It was incredibly heartwarming. When you think the idea was had for this project, not the technology, but the project, in 2022, and we're 4 years later and we're actually building it, that's actually extraordinary considering that technology was in a laboratory and now we've got a commercial installation. But seeing it in the context of its surroundings is overwhelming. That's the most overwhelming bit. I've seen the system, parts of it at Loughborough University being made, and somehow in that setting it kind of felt normal. But when you put that technology in this environment, seeing it in that context, in an installation, is one level of overwhelming. But then there's this whole other level, which is the hospital and being in Malawi. And, you know, just walking around seeing some of the challenges people face and then thinking, well, hopefully we can do some good things with this kitchen, help people a little bit. This is the first of its kind in the world. There's just so many facets to it. I kind of haven't really come to terms with it yet. So we went for a walk earlier and we went to see the market. I didn't realise we were going to see the Guardians, because the Guardians are cooking in the middle of the market. There is a small covered area. It's got a closed roof, and inside you've got people cooking. There is smoke everywhere. There were at least 10 people inside cooking on open firewood. It was just the smoke that got me. And I just thought that can't be doing people any good.
That's where now we're able to see the women cooking using firewood.
I don't want to be one of the people that comes in and goes, you've got to change what you're doing, you've got to come and do this, come and do that. I just don't want to enforce stuff on people. Change is a very difficult thing, even if it's really positive. You've got to have an element of subtlety to it. I just know what we're doing is very powerful. I felt very uncomfortable in that situation where we were watching Guardians cooking for patients. I knew these people had ill relatives. I felt like I was intruding. I probably was intruding, but I wanted them to understand I wasn't intruding in a bad way. I was just like, you have to put up with the smoke, but I can't tell you you shouldn't have to put up with the smoke. That's not my place. But you've got sick relatives and you're harming your own health by doing this in this enclosed space. It was almost an enclosed space with just smoke everywhere. Yeah, I won't forget that. There's a couple of UK partners, Loughborough and ourselves, couldn't come in and do this on our own. It would be wrong on so many levels. But having the Malawian teams here, Malawian companies, having them involved gives me that level of comfort, because I just don't understand all the context and I'm not going to pretend I do. It's really, really important. I've got a lump in my throat. What does the system do? Well, the simplest way to think about it, we turn sunlight and water into electricity and hydrogen gas for cooking. The system in these boxes here makes all of that possible. This is the first of its kind in the world. I keep saying that, but I have to keep reminding myself of that. Let's go and have a look in the kitchen. This has actually been designed to burn hydrogen. So hydrogen burns differently to the natural gas or propane that we're used to in other parts of the world. It provides the same flexibility as natural gas in terms of cooking.
We're hoping with the systems that we've deployed that we'll be getting about 1 kilogram of hydrogen per day, and that should be providing cooking time for about 3 or 4 hours for one stove.
We were cooking on gas on the hob, we had the oven running, and the level in the tank wasn't going down. The reason it wasn't going down was it was replenishing the hydrogen as fast as we could use it. It just hit me that this works brilliantly. We can cook all day as long as there's sun. It's only just starting to sink in that we've completed a world first. Still sinking in.
It's going. We got flames. Yes, it's amazing. Will we be able to burn the egg this time?
Absolutely, because it's already sizzling.
It actually feels surprisingly boring, like cooking an egg, but when I think about how the gas got here, that's absolutely nuts. It's brilliant.
How does that feel, eating that egg after all this work?
It's amazing. And we didn't burn it this time. It was cooked by an expert.
An expert.
Cooking
expert.
It is very exciting to see that we can use gas that comes from water in form of hydrogen and being used on a cooker like this. There is no smoke, there is no noise, and above all, it is free. The first of its kind in Malawi, the first of its kind in the world.
In our draft Malawi National Clean Cooking Strategy, the ministry wants to ban cooking with biomass in public institutions, and the cooking with clean cooking, that will be mandatory.
This project brings the innovation close to the people. The consortium partners, you have really saved the trees. Indirectly, you are a solution to climate change.
The ceremony was amazing. We felt like a community there celebrating what had been done. One of the hospital administrators said that the solar and energy storage system was invaluable because it was alleviating some of the pressures of energy prices. Already, it was having a massive impact.
We need now to proliferate this technology. We need to exploit it by ensuring that we can install it in many hospitals in Malawi, in schools where meals for children can be cooked to ensure that children are retained in schools. They are attracted to go to school because they know they have got a meal.
One of the, I'd say, medium to long-term applications we're looking at for the technology is to solve the problem of intermittency with renewables, particularly wind power. So if you can imagine, it's the middle of the night, no one's using any electricity, but it's very windy. Instead of just not generating any, you put in our battery electrolyser system, and while no one needs the electricity, you take that excess and you make hydrogen for free.
We can achieve more together. And indeed, it always seems impossible until it's done.